Now, I just got back home from work and I was thinking about the word steadfast, right? I wanted to look that word up to get further context of that word and what it really means. So, this is a follow-up video from my previous video about why you need to stay silent and remain steadfast on your way to receiving your blessing. Whatever good things are coming your way, that's what you need to do and how you need to operate. But in this video, I'm going to explain why having steadfastness, why remaining steadfast is important and why you need to remain that way, right? On your way of becoming blessed, right? Obtaining the reward, working toward an end goal, wherever you're at right now in your life, as long as you're pursuing that goal, right? And you're awaiting something big to happen in your life. Being steadfast, it's all about having unwavering faith. Your faith is not steered into fear, because that's the last thing that needs to happen, is your faith turns into fear because you allowed vain imaginations to get inside your head. You allowed doubt, you allowed worry, you allowed, negative thoughts and, a bunch of negative circumstances to take place in your mind. And it reigned over your mind. And now you don't have that confidence. You don't have that strong belief in your own blessing, right? You don't have that strong belief that you will be blessed in a certain area of your life, whether it be your finances, career, health, relationships, whatever. When you allow fear to get in the way, right, that is wavering your faith. It's steering your faith away. You allowed all those worries and doubts to make you lose that confidence in the Most High. And now you lost that belief. And see, being steadfast, it's not about you compromising, right? You don't compromise, other people's perspectives. You don't compromise what you truly believe that is going to come your way. Whatever blessings are coming your way. And for you, it's certain. You're not going to allow other people's perspective or other people's opinions to sway you or to compromise your stance. Your stance on where you're at right now. And what is coming your way. Based off your patience. Based off you cleaning up your life. Based off, the works that you apply to faith. To having, faith. You not telling anybody, you not announcing it to everybody. And that's one of the reasons why you don't need to be announcing your blessings to anyone. Because at the end of the day, people can try to steer you away from believing strongly into what the Most High can do for your life. When you're under obedience, you're living right, you're doing right by other people, because when you do good by others, good things will come back to you. You will be rewarded in due time, And the thing is, when you do good by others, you don't want to be impatient, right? You don't want to expect something to just come your way automatically. I mean, it's going to come your way. That a blessing is going to come your way, right? At the end of the day, you want to have positive thinking. You want to think the best for your life. You want to think that you are going to receive the best out of life at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. You only have one life. So why not think, and why not have that strong belief that you can have the best out of it? I'm in that time in my life where I choose to believe and have that strong belief system, right, that I will have the best out of life, whatever life got to offer me. You know what I mean? As long as I'm doing what I got to do, in my own personal life, when it comes to improving my life, when it comes to bettering myself, when it comes to just developing myself every single day, breaking down any little negative habit that I may have, breaking it down, crushing it every single day, developing better positive habits, And when you're steadfast, right, you're not going to compromise where you stand with that blessing. You're not going to compromise what you believe and what you think. You're not going to allow other people's opinions or perspectives or what they got to say about it. You're not going to let it get into your ear or affect you. That's why it's always better to keep things like that to yourself. Keep your blessings to yourself until it's time for people to know about it and for it to be revealed, But when it's processing, you want to incorporate steadfastness and be silent about it. Break away from negative habits. Break away from negative people. You don't really waver your faith into fear. And any negative thoughts that come your way, you remove it. You remove it because it does not, connect to what you firmly believe. It does not link up to what the Most High has for your life. Okay? It does not align. Align is the word that I was looking for. It does not align. Those negative thoughts, the worry, the doubt, the fear, it does not align with God's will for your life. It does not. So those things, they got to be removed. They got to be removed. Because as long as you're doing the right thing every single day and you're living right, you're doing your best that you can to live right. Because living right, yeah, it sounds easy, but it's not easy to practice, to put it into practice daily. Because we got so much distractions, we got a lot of temptation in our way, in our path. And we can resist that temptation. Whenever it pops up in our life, we can resist it. We can choose to waver into it, or we can choose to resist it, right? And choose a better path, So when it comes to your blessings, man, don't let anyone waver the faith from you. Don't let anyone compromise your faith, compromise your strong belief in the Most High. Don't let it happen. All right, always remain steadfast and knowing you're going to get the best out of life. You're going to be blessed no matter what, right? When you're doing the right thing, you're living right, you're going to become blessed eventually. So at the end of the day, that's what it means. And, maybe I didn't really explain it all the way through, what it really means to be steadfast, but hopefully I did my best to describe it and to break it down a little bit. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning into another video. This is Solo Dolo Talks. I'm out, and peace.